Once upon a time, there was a young man named John who was known for his intelligence and wit. He was confident in his abilities and often boasted about his knowledge and understanding of the world. John believed that he knew everything there was to know and had no desire to learn anything new. One day, while walking through the forest, John came across an old sage who was renowned for his wisdom. John approached the sage and challenged him to a debate, believing that he could easily defeat him with his superior intellect. The sage agreed to the debate, but instead of engaging in an argument, he simply asked John a series of questions. At first, John was confident in his responses and thought that he was easily winning the debate. However, with each question, John realized that he didn't know as much as he thought he did. As the debate went on, John became increasingly humbled and began to realize that true wisdom comes not from claiming to know everything, but in acknowledging that there is always more to learn and discover. The sage's questions made him realize that there were gaps in his knowledge and that he had been living with a false sense of understanding. Despite the uncomfortable feeling of being wrong and not knowing everything, John persisted in the debate. He was determined to prove the sage wrong and to demonstrate his superior intellect. However, the sage continued to ask questions that challenged John's assumptions and beliefs. As the debate drew to a close, John realized that he had been wrong all along. He had been so focused on proving his own intelligence that he had closed himself off from new experiences and learning opportunities. He realized that his arrogance had blinded him to the true path of wisdom. From that day forward, John made a commitment to be more open-minded and to always seek knowledge and understanding. He came to understand that the true path to wisdom is not in believing that you know everything, but in recognizing that you know nothing and constantly striving to learn and grow. John's newfound humility and willingness to learn opened up new opportunities for him. He became more curious about the world and was eager to learn from those around him. He sought out new experiences and challenges, always looking for ways to expand his knowledge and understanding. Through his journey, John learned the valuable lesson that the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. He realized that wisdom comes not from being right all the time but from being willing to admit when you are wrong and to learn from your mistakes. He discovered that by acknowledging his limitations, he could free himself from the constraints of his own arrogance and open himself up to a world of new possibilities. In the end, John's commitment to learning and growing led him to a life of fulfillment and happiness. He became known not just for his intelligence but for his wisdom and humility as well. And he knew that his journey was just beginning. There was always more to learn and discover, and he was excited to continue down the path of lifelong learning.